Libra 2026. All the very best. And let's move here. Happy New Year, Libra people. Now let's move to you. And 2026 yearly horoscope is here. So if you want to book, you are very much welcome. You can book anytime. No problem, no issue at all. And let's start with January of 2026 for you. A very, very happy new year to all the Libra people. Moving forward, 2026 yearly horoscope is on. You can now either book on acastro.ca or you can even book in the WhatsApp link in the description below. Now, January begins with your ascendant lord only. We talk about Venus enters into the sign of Capricorn. Here, the ascendant lord is fourth from itself. That means something to do with shifting, real estate, anything to do in terms of your vehicle, home, happiness, emotional security. Everything is in very great shape because in positivity, this is the sign where this is a sign of the yoga karaka. That means Saturn sign, and in Saturn sign, Venus is extremely happy. So this is a very, very powerful and very, very nice placement. So all the very best. Have a great, great transit of Venus in Capricorn. In fact, this is also a transit which helps you with your career because Venus is looking at the 10th house. So here your career, your fame, your dignity, your power, new job opportunities, those who are working from home get more comfort. So it's a very beautiful transit. Sun enters into the sign of Capricorn, marks a very big festival called Makar Sankranti because it goes into the sign of Makar, into Capricorn, which is sign of his sun. Here it is fourth house, again 11th house lord in the fourth house. That means again some gains around the area of your home, in your family, sometimes family happiness. It's a very positive time, to be honest, in a very positive sense. A very, very great time. Also, things related to real estate are building up now because see, Mars on the other hand enters into Capricorn, becomes exalted here. So Mars will aspect the seventh house, that is own sign of Mars. Mars will aspect the 10th house and the 11th house. That means here something to do with commercial property, residential property, some kind of renovation, some kind of things related to do with your family home. Your 2026 begins with focus on your home because then Mercury also comes into here. Now, this is also a time when Sun, Mercury is the 12th house Lord, see 11th house Lord, 7th house Lord, 12th house Lord. Everyone is in the 4th house. That means this is also a time of journeys, foreign travel, long distance journey. We can expect about you traveling somewhere with your family during this time is also possible, or to meet your family is also possible. But great time because 4th house is active. 4th house is a Sukha Sthana. That means the place of happiness. Here, happiness comes to you. So January 2020 overall is a very, very beautiful time. See the big planets like Saturn, like Jupiter. Jupiter is retrograde at the moment. So retrograde Jupiter in the sign of Gemini is little bit of overwhelming when it comes to wisdom, higher education. So things are still looking very nice. There is no problem. Then comes February, where Mercury will enter into the sign of Aquarius. Now here it is here with Rahu. So this is the fifth house of creativity. Mercury here, makes your thinking very analytical. Very great time for share and stock market. Always remember Mercury is the planet that is related to the share and the stock market. The up and down, the fast to and fro of this all stock market is all the energy of Mercury. So Mercury here, very benefic, but still it is the 12th house Lord. So we want to be careful when it comes to very large sum of investment. We want to be extremely careful because Rahu can put that mind into illusion as well. Then later Venus comes here, which is very positive. Again, ascendant Lord in the fifth house is one of the best position of the ascendant Lord. Mahalakshmi Stan, great monetary benefits, some kind of financial relief. In fact, yeah, I feel that some great relief in terms of what you say from your children also. Your children also get great relief. They can get some good financial relief, as well as there can be possibility of some what do you say, we can say, because it is also the eighth house Lord. So when 8,000 fifth house is any kind of relationship, then there is some speculative sudden gains also. So great time. Sun enters into the sign of Aquarius here, the 11th house Lord in the fifth house, again very good. But the eclipse energy has begun now. See, eclipse is on 2nd and 3rd of March, the total lunar eclipse. So here Sun is in that condition right now. The eclipse energy is on. So what we want to do here, be more careful about any kind of startups. If you have done any startup, if you are doing any startup, it's a very great time for startup, but depends on Mahadasha Antardasha. If you're going through Venus, any Mahadasha or Antardasha, then yes, absolutely, why not? If you're going through Mercury, any Mahadasha Antardasha, then yes, why not? When it comes to Sun, we want to be a little bit of careful, because in the 11th house of Sun, there is Ketu sitting there. So we want to be extremely careful. When Sun comes here, this is also a time that if your children ask for some big money, big investment, try to just calm down right now. Let the eclipse energy end. End of March is when you can take a decision. Mars now also enters in the sign of Aquarius. You can see a stellium or five planets sitting together. It's called Panchayat Yoga also. So here it is five planets. So five planets. Panchayat means that there is a lot of difference of opinion between all the energies of planets. That's why five people are chosen in Panchayat, so that they can just make decisions accordingly, according to whatever ups and downs. So now here in this situation, Mars is also related to your marriage, your love life, and also related to second house, that is finances. See, everyone is sitting in the house of Mahalakshmi. So money becomes a very center point of stage here in the month of February. So we want to be very careful if taking very big monetary decisions in the month of February. That's my suggestion, because Mercury, the 12th house lord, becomes retrograde here. Now, retrograde Mercury also tells us that, okay, listen, I am also the ninth house lord. So don't only, you know, have faith only on your destiny, but we need to do a little bit of hard work also. One good news, because all these five planets are sitting here together, from past life karma, we get a lot of great, for past deeds we get a lot of great results. This is also the house of mantra chanting. If you see here, Rahu is the most dominating out of all, because Rahu is going to make an eclipse here, so Rahu is very dominating. In that case, Durga, Om Dam Durgaye Namaha, Durga Saptasati, Durga Chalisa, Durga Kavach, all these remedies are very important if you're going through a Rahu Mahadasha or even a Sadhisati, by the way. So all the very best. Have a great February. Moving forward to the month of March. 2nd and 3rd of March is when we will have a total lunar eclipse, depending on the place you are. It is mostly seen in Europe, like in the east of Europe. When we talk about Australia, North America also, it's going to be affected this time. South America, Pacific, Atlantic, Indian Ocean, Arctic, Antarctica, everywhere we will be seeing this very great, powerful lunar eclipse, complete total lunar eclipse. Now, here what happens is that Venus enters into Pisces at that period of time, and there is an eclipse also. So, eclipse is happening in the fifth house. Fifth house is speculative gains and startup investment also. So, please make sure that when from 15th of April till 15th of February till 15th of March, do not invest big money into a startup. That is my suggestion. It's a very good idea to ideate and think and whatnot, go up and down, but not investment. Right now, the money should not go out of your pocket. That is my suggestion. Venus gets exalted here, and because of this eclipse, the do's and don'ts. Very soon, when we are closer to the eclipse, we'll make a bigger video, so we'll post it on the channel. Now here Venus entering into the sixth house is, a very powerful thing as well. Lagna Lord in the sixth house makes a Vipreet Raj Yoga as well, also gets exalted. Now only Venus has this power. See, Venus, Mars, these planets have the power to give them a Dushtana also, so that they can say, I can handle it very well. Here, sixth house, your workplace problem starts, ending. There is possibility of getting some kind of debt that you have been trying to apply for a very long time, or even debt relief is coming. If you have too much debt, now this is the time that some relief, some opportunity somewhere is coming. There is possibility that you may gain suddenly from a foreign country as well. So look, you have to put more effort in a foreign country during this time, or communication in a foreign country, if you are doing something associated to that area. This house is also the house related to your diseases and health, because ascendant lord is here. It is going to repair and your health becomes very much better. Jupiter, on the other hand, now turns direct into the sign of Gemini. 11th of November 2025 is when Jupiter got retrograde. Now it is turned direct here, which is a powerful placement of Jupiter. Because see, Jupiter here, we say that Jupiter is not that powerful because it's third and sixth house lord. But here what happens is that destiny of all your communication, your siblings, your friends, your close relatives, even your health, your judicial system, your enemies, everything is in hand of Jupiter only. And it is sitting in the Bhagyasthan, in your destiny house. So your destiny starts taking a very good leap. All the things, like by God's blessings, God's grace, you start getting very beautiful results. In fact, because Jupiter is putting the aspect on the fifth house also, that house also gets illuminated here, and Rahu's energy is absolutely in control. So very powerful placement of Jupiter. Again, this Jupiter turning Gemini, direct in Gemini is very great for, taking your personality development, doing more communication, more training, more higher education, traveling to a foreign country, and so many great things. We will talk about it in the bigger video when we are closer to this date. Sun also enters into Pisces here, 11th house lord, 8th from itself. Now, sudden ups and downs in your social circle. We can see this. Sometimes with your elder siblings, there can be sudden ups and downs in their life as well. So, we want to warn them as well that, okay, be careful, take proper action. Here, because Sun is a malefic planet and sitting in the 6th house is good. If any government related exams, any government related exams, we can say any kind of um, what you say competition that you're going into, any paper, any interview, it is a good news for you. You will be in great great standing there. Also, because it is Sun is related to government, sixth house is related to service. If any government related obstacles are coming in your life, this is the time that it may solve this month. Mercury here turns direct into Aquarius. Now we are a little bit of safe because 12th house Lord is direct. That means now the expenses cannot happen vaguely, suddenly. Now it is a time more regulated way. But also because this is the ninth house Lord, it is telling you to be on a more dharmic part, more part related to some mantra chanting or some chanting. It can be any religion, your religion, but it has to be some chanting which invokes the energy of that supreme. Venus enters into Aries here. Now, if you look at Venus here, Venus is the lord of the ascendant and come to the seventh house. Looking at the now, this is the Maraka placement. Sometimes when eighth house lord is 12th from itself, we can have a little bit of health concerns, especially urine infection, stomach problems, acid refluxes, sometimes challenges related to, even depending on the placement in your birth chart. But here, when Venus is here, male can have prostate related problems and stuff like that. So lot of things can happen, but good thing is that Venus improves the area of your love and relationship. It improves that positivity, that attraction. It improves that kindness. So it is very good if you're thinking of proposing someone, getting into some kind of a like a commitment. This is a very beautiful time to explore such opportunities. Also, if you are looking for marriage or stuff like that, you may find suitable partners, or people may start coming in after this 26th of March, because Venus is in good position. And now after the 7th house, it's going to go to the 8th house of intimacy and of your secret love and whatnot. So it is looking very promising. Now, I did not say yet, but there is AC Astro channel on Instagram, so please follow. Huh? If you don't follow, then after this March, it will not go ahead only, your reading. That is the problem. See, it is not going ahead because you have not followed. Yeah, now see, April has come now. Very good. Now, April, Mars is entering into the sign of Pisces. When we talk about this Mars is the seventh house lord, exactly 12th from itself. Now, here sometimes misunderstanding with some kind of partners or relationship with business partners can be a little bit of dicey during this period, because seventh house lord 12th from itself, eighth house lord 12th from itself. So it is a little bit of overwhelming for both the seventh and the eighth house people, planets. Now, in such cases, we should be extremely careful about signing any contracts. With your spouse, be absolutely very faithful. Sometimes you can say a lot of arguments happen. Try to control your anger. Try to not be very violent. Very good time for your enemies to completely get destroyed. But our business partner, our spouse, they are not our enemies. There are what you say, we can say they are companions for life. So that's why we should be absolutely very very much concerned for this area of life. Sixth house Mars can also help you. This is also the time that you may have to visit some clinic, some hospital, either not for you but for your relatives also. So it can be for you also, for relatives also. So it is better if you have um, anything which is very concerning, so go and do blood donation during this time, because that will solve 90% of the problem. Mercury enters into Pisces and becomes debilitated, so your Bhagya lord has become debilitated, but also making a Viparit Rajyog. In that case, lot of growth in your foreign country, but sometimes communication problem in your workplace, your daily routine, your daily, what we can say, your daily habits take a little bit of toll. It completely goes off what is happening. So that is where you have to put extra effort and try to see that how I am going to make things fall in action. But very great time to hear some positive news from a foreign country. Those who are waiting for some visa, those who are waiting for some kind of passport, visa, any PR, any green card. So good news for you. If you're in that zone to get it, this is the time that it will trigger immediately. Sun here becomes exalted. 11th house Lord exalted. What a powerful placement of Sun. 11th house Lord, ninth from itself, exalted in the seventh house, which is 10th from the 10th. Now this also means that there is possibility of higher position, there is possibility of getting designation, there is possibility of even victory over your enemies in very many scale. In social circle, your name and fame goes up, so that is also very positive. Sometimes here, only one thing that is concerning with Sun is Sun is an egoistic planet. I was trying to find the reason why Sun is called the egoistic and why it is malefic. It is malefic because it is blind in front of its own light and it feels that I am the light. There is no one above me. That's why Sun was given the status of a malefic planet. Anyways, so Surya Lok or Sun is becoming very powerful here in the seventh house. So your ego, a little bit of me, that I, me, this element can go up to try to be as down to earth, and it's a great time, obviously. So why should we show extra attitude during this time? So try to be as calm as possible. But great time for all the government related stuff to happen. In fact, seventh house is also the house of regulation, any regulatory decisions, any kind of, if you're in a large scale business like IPO, this, that also is something where you can expect some great news. Venus enters into the own sign, into the eighth house, ascendant Lord in the eighth house. It's a very great time for intimate relationship, for relationship which are going completely dead, to bring them alive. Secretly trying to work on each other. Maybe the outside world is seeing that your relationship is very good, but inside there is rift, dispute, battles, ego clashes. This is the time to move all that difference away. Eighth house is also the house of inheritance. So even if there is any kind of shared resources that you're trying to distribute between either a spouse, either your business partner, this is the time that it may commence in a very beautiful manner and in a very, very, what do you say, mutual manner rather than a fight. Eighth house is also the house that is related to occult sciences. So those who are in any kind of field related to beauty, anything that is related to research on, what you say, dermatology, research in medical, research in Venus is also associated with all the, what you say, earthly metals, those who are in mining. So a very great and wonderful time for you to have a great breakthrough here. Very beautiful. And then Mercury enters into the sign of Aries. Now Mercury finally is not debilitated, very good. And here it is a ninth house lord sitting 11th from itself, which is a great placement. And a proper Buddha Aditya yoga is also being created here, which is a great news. Now in this state, it is very good time now to go ahead and write contracts, sign contracts. Again, the seventh house lord is 12th from itself, which is very soon going to come into the sign of Aries. But still, we want to be now open for negotiation, for signing contracts, for getting into more communication, of starting new partnerships, new businesses. Beautiful time. April is also very great. Moving on to May. 2026 yearly horoscope is here, and you can book either on acastro.ca or on WhatsApp, link in the description, and you will be coming on the website very, very soon. Samantha will book you very, very soon. All the best. 2026 May is when Mars enters into the sign of Aries. Now look at Mars here, the lord of your, what you say, second house is going into the seventh house. A Maraka comes to seventh house with the 11th house lord. So sometimes there are two ways to look at it. Number one, some gains can happen when it comes to your social circle, when it comes to your power in your, your designation, your dignity, your rank goes up. But on the other hand, health wise, it can be a little bit of challenge, because a Maraka coming into the Maraka house is a challenging period. Those who are going through health ailments may feel some difficulty. So you have to be extremely careful when it comes to your leg, any kind of bruises, any kind of pain, any kind of muscle tear, even something to do with heart. Very important. Mars rules the blood. Mars and Sun rules the heart. Mars rules the blood. So, when we talk about cholesterol, blood pressure, all these problems may pop up. So, try to take extra care of your health. Venus enters into the sign of Gemini, and here they make a beautiful Lakshmi Narayan yoga in the ninth house. Ascendant Lord in the ninth house, eighth house Lord in the ninth house. Such a great things. secretly, by the grace of God, by every means, by every energy, everyone secretly also trying to help you. This is how this powerful placement is. Your education, your higher education, your blessings of your guru, blessings of God actually come on you, which is very great for all the Libra ascendant people. When we look at one more scenario here, Venus is also going to be helping you with some foreign travel. If there is any foreign travel, if there is any long distance travel, if you're supposed to meet your father, your guru, your mentor, even for some spiritual tour, Venus can take you there and you can be absolutely very wonderfully happy there. All the very best. Later, Mercury enters into the sign of Taurus. Now, here Mercury again makes a Viparita Raj Yog in the eighth house. It is good time to you know, get any habits, any bad habits that must have come just recently. Mercury is a very quick planet. Quickly comes, quickly goes. You can start abandoning it from your life. So that is one good thing. Somehow, this is also going to help you with foreign settlement. Some suddenly someone will help you in a foreign country, which will make things very easy for you. Very good time for saving money also, because eighth house is also the house of saving money, like shared resources. It is called about financial tax, money from taxation, etc. can come. Money from, we can say, money from government can come suddenly. So these are the kind of good things only, not bad things. Mercury is positive here, no problem. It is receiving an aspect of Saturn, which is makes a little bit slow, but Mercury slow is better than Mercury fast. Sun now enters into Taurus. Now, if you look at this, the 11th house lord is exactly 10th from itself. So it shows some big karma of research that you have to do before you enter into a social circle, social gathering, social meeting, into a satsang, into a large group of people. Because sometimes your research may not be right and it may bring sudden ups and downs. If you're doing some presentation in your workplace, if you're doing some anything related to putting your, what you say, your credibility out, this is the time that you need to be extra careful and do extreme research before you move forward. And Mercury now enters into the sign of Gemini, ninth house lord in the ninth house, with three benefic planet in the ninth house. This is how, if we look, it's such a powerful placement. So great, so amazing, so wonderful. All the benefits are in the ninth house. Your destiny is at seventh sky, at peak. Everything that you are trying to achieve during this period, God is there to give you. So please dream big, please hope very big, please show extreme courage and power during this time, because as we are talking, June comes, and 2nd June is when Jupiter, the very big transit of Jupiter entering into the sign of Cancer, being exalted for you happens. This is going to completely change the scenario of your bank balance, of your real estate, and of the debts that you have. You are going to see some major relief in all these three areas. Your bank balance, your income goes up because of that fifth aspect of Jupiter on the second house. So you'll use creative ideas in your career to make sure that your monetary benefit starts happening. Same way, when we talk about your fourth house, that is the house related to your real estate, here also you will start using very beautiful, very beautiful, we can say, um, beautifying the house, expansion of the house, maybe buying new properties. And also Jupiter, depending on good and bad debts, if there is a lot of bad debts, then you are supposed to start receiving good relief. But if it is good debts, like, you want to buy a new property, you want to invest more into fixed asset, then this is a very extremely beautiful period for you guys. So overall, Jupiter transit is very great. Now this also improves your career, but we'll talk about all this, so many things, in the bigger video that we make. So I hope that you have subscribed, others, how you're watching, so you will be seeing there in a very great manner. Venus now enters into the sign of Cancer. Now if you look at Venus here, it is the ascendant lord in the 10th house. So this improves your ability to become more powerful in your work, in your career, in your karma. So this time is when you do a lot of auspicious karma, a lot of great karmas that will remove all your, the bad or the difficult karmas that are accumulated in the past. This is the time to remove all of this. So starting of doing spiritual services, doing some homam in the house, doing some charity, is what exactly this time demands. And Sun, by entering into the sign of Gemini, where 11th house Lord is sitting 11th from itself, you really gain from your social circle. Again, your destiny is at peak. Now, remember, when we talk about the ninth house, Sun is very powerful here because Sun represents the father. Ninth house also represents father, guru, teachings, higher learning. So, this is the time that if you're thinking of going to a foreign country to do some higher learning, start a new course, what you say, start new course, new training. Exactly, this is the right time for you. And you may also find such opportunities if you're in Sun Mahadasha, Antardasha, Prapti Antardasha. You may come across that, okay, suddenly your office is saying, you know what, you need to do some small training in the AI sector, you need to do this Excel training, this training, that training. So you'll say, wow, this is a time of higher learning. So that's exactly happening. Mars now enters into the sign of Taurus. Being the seventh house lord going to the eighth house is a good news. Being the second house lord going to the eighth house is very good news. It means that every area where your money is stuck, especially related to shared resources, someone partner not giving you money, sometimes money has to be taken from, some debt that has been given in the past has to be taken now. This is the time that it may all clear up. There is also possibility those who are doing those who are very stressed related to your inheritance, they also start getting great results. Those who are also stressed related to their effort, like they are not able to take the right effort, they are not able to show courage in a social setting, they are not able to do proper communication. Mars aspects on the 11th, second and the third house also says that don't worry now, it is all going to be taken into action. Great time for research and doing some kind of sadhana. When you talk about sadhana, if you have great enemies, this is the time to do Baglamukhi Mata sadhana. So Baglamukhi Mata mantra is going to help you very great when Mars enters into the 8th house. Very powerful Mars becomes here. Mercury also enters into Cancer. Now, before Mercury becomes retrograde for the second time this year, Mercury is in Cancer and Mercury is very comfortable. The ninth house lord in the 10th house. It's a very good Raja Yoga. And when Moon comes here in transit, this is going to be more powerful. Now, here in this scenario, again, three benefics in the 10th house, in a house of a benefic. It's a great, great, super, wonderful, amazing news for all the people related to their karma, job, relating to their action, discipline, related to their dignity, power, rank. Everything is suitable, going up in positive sense. Everything is great for you guys. So happy for you. So greatly happy for you. Mercury retrogrades in Cancer. This is not a way, this is not a step to fear. It is going towards its own sign only. But what happens here is that sometimes in the career area or in the what we say, in our occupation, in our karma, we give overcommitment or we are too communicative. This is the time to just make your energy a little bit of inward and use more wisdom, use more leverage of other people rather than talking non-stop, giving false promises, doing what you say, sometimes we don't have any control over, we can say, we don't have any control over that, okay, we are going to do finally get over commitment. That is exactly what I'm trying to say. So try to be as low key during the month of June and end of June during the next 2026. July is here and 2026 yearly horoscope is also here. You can book it online on acastro.ca or there's a WhatsApp link in the description. Now, here Venus enters into the sign of Leo, which is very great because ascendant Lord is in the 11th house, but it is with Ketu. Now, here you may feel a little bit of detachment, or many people may comment over the luxurious things that you have in your social circle, that, oh, you are showing that you are this, but you have this kind of a luxury item. You are showing this, but you have this kind of, so you are not spiritual, you are not this. So such kind of judgment can come, but doesn't matter. Ascendant Lord in the 11th house will add more value, more gains, more power to you. So in that scenario, you should be at heart very spiritual. Don't worry about the whole social circle here. Because Venus is also the 8th house lord in the 11th house, someone secretly may try to, because Ketu is there, may try to harm your image in a social circle. So we want to be very careful about who do we share our secrets with. Mercury enters into the sign of Gemini. Now, here, since Mercury is entering into the sign of Gemini in retrograde motion, it is okay because ninth house Lord is in the ninth house. So, your destiny is good. Maybe somewhere we need to be very careful about our wisdom and use our wisdom correctly during this time. Sun enters into the sign of Cancer. Now, here the 11th house Lord is 12th from itself. Again, I told you, because of some social gathering or some group setting, there may be possibility that you're doing some travel, some journey. Also, other thing that you may have some losses because of some very big group So investment of money is absolutely, you should be absolutely careful before investment of money. That is my suggestion, because it can cause some trouble to you. You can lose some big money during this time. So very careful. Sometimes big goals or big contracts that you have done, now you are waiting for payment and it's not coming, people have vanished. So be very careful from, maybe last month only, from June only, that okay, I need to be taking care of this, I need to be taking care of this. And if there is some people in the large scale demanding a lot of large things from you and not paying, so this is the time of, just extra caution. Mercury now turns direct into the sign of Gemini, which is very good because Mercury is in positive sense now. Ninth house Lord in the ninth house can also tell you that, okay, if there is any foreign travel that was disrupted, now this is the time to again take it into action. And again, your wisdom, your higher education, your blessings of the Guru and God is with you. Now, big event. Saturn here retrogrades in the sign of Pisces. Now, Saturn retrogrades for 5 months, so till 140 days till December, I think. Now, here, which is good news for all the Aries people, Aries moon people of Libra ascendant and Aries moon, because they will have a lot of relief when it comes to Sarasati. But those who are in Pisces moon, they will have a very intense period. Now, this is the intense period of Sarasati that starts. In fact, those who were Aquarius and feeling much relieved may also start feeling, out of 100%, 10% little bit of extra impact of Saturn, related to delays in work, related to delays in creativity, related to delays in terms of your health recovery. So somehow this is that scenario which is required for you to be extra careful. Now, because of the aspect of Saturn in the 8th, 12th, and the third house, there may be also different reasons where you may feel a little bit of more overwhelmed. For this, we will make the video when we are very closer to this event so that you do not miss out on the major, right now if I say, I am lose out on some things, but then only dedicated video will give you more insights and remedies also. Now August is here. Venus is entering into the sign of Virgo, which is means Venus is debilitated here. Ascendant Lord goes to the 12th house, becomes debilitated, is not a great news because your expenses happen, but still it makes a Vipreet Rajyog. In any condition, Venus has to give you good results. Health wise, we need to be absolutely careful, not only ours, but our health of our family members also. Sometimes in this period, you are constantly in and out of either a hospital, either some kind of court legal places. So this is where we are in and out of places during this time when Venus enters into the sign of Virgo. Now here, Mars will enter into the sign of Gemini on 2nd August. Now if you look, so one more thing, sorry, Venus entering into the sign of Virgo also adds very great power to your, we can say, to your workplace. So workplace wise, we will have a very great relief. In fact, if health problem also comes and Saturn has delayed things there, Venus looking there will make sure that it is giving more power and things will be in our favor. Later, Mars will enter into the sign of Gemini, which is also very great news because finally the Maraka, the second house lord, has come to the ninth house. Somewhere from far distant, different cultures, different companies, freelance work is all seen from the ninth house. So there is where you can expect some gains, some monetary gains also. So this is good news. Sometimes because Mars is looking at the 12th house and a debilitated Venus, under very Vipreet conditions, you have to travel. So many people may be traveling from foreign country to home country. That is how it is possible because Mars is putting an exalted aspect from here on the fourth house of your home. So this is where some kind of travel back to the home and etc. is seen. Mercury enters into the sign of Cancer here, which is good news. Mercury entering into Cancer is great news because what happens is that ninth house lord in the 10th house, so it is kind of a Raja Yoga only, and it is sitting with Jupiter, so it gets lot of strength. Your wisdom, your intelligence in your career, in your workplace, in your business becomes very extreme, and you are supposed to be taking right powerful decisions during this time. And Sun now enters into Leo. Leo Sun is a powerful sun. And look at here, 11th house. That means, Ketu is here, eclipse energy is beginning and everything like that. But again, this is a powerful placement of Sun. In your social circle, if anyone is trying to defame you, bring you down, this is the time Sun takes absolute control. This is the time Sun is so powerful, so amazing, that it's going to remove all the government related problems that have been coming if you have a large scale business. So that is also very good. Your goals, your hopes, your wishes come very much true during this time. So this is also good news. Sun here is aspecting the fifth house on Rahu. Now, this is where speculative gains. See, 11th house is house of gains, but speculative gains can be a little bit of tricky. So do not try to bypass or do not try to be extra, we can say, uh, extra smart during this time. Try to use the right channel for making sure everything is good. Mercury enters into Leo. Now, here, Mercury and Ketu, very good friends, right? Mercury takes the side of Ketu here more than Sun. So here Mercury and Ketu, illusion in your mind. Sometimes wrong information about your partners, sometimes wrong information about your gurus, mentors, or someone who's trying to mentor you is not trying to mentor you. They're trying to cheat you in some places. So very careful about what, how, and what kind of decisions you should be taking. See, you are going towards an exalted phase. Your Mercury is going to go into an exalted phase next month. So we want to be very careful that we take right decisions here rather than getting into more of uh, you know like like being a someone following the flock. You should be completely standing out alone and making sure you use your intelligence. But good time for communication and good time for those people who are in social media, digital marketing, sales, that kind of business. You will have a great and very, very powerful outcome during this time. Moving on to September 2026. Now, Venus will enter into the sign of Libra on 2nd of September, ending its debilitation. But this is not what all. Huh? Venus next month again goes into retrograde motion and enters into the sign of Virgo again. So we want to be I know what is happening in the year, so I want to be very mindful about how to take things forward. Now, here what happens is that it is more of the time of personality development, more of the time of getting your act together. Like it's something like to do with more education, also caring about yourself. We have been Libra ascendant people. Problem is that always they are maintaining balance between everyone, and in that case, sometimes they give less weightage to their existence, their comfort. So here we want to be more comfortable. Now, with Venus entering into the sign of Libra, this is also the period where 8th house Lord is in the ascendant. So this means that sometimes hidden things may come on surface. Suddenly, you may find that hidden things are coming on surface, and it will be absolutely very, very powerful for you to take action on that scenario. Mercury enters into Virgo, and Mercury becomes exalted here. The 9th house Lord is exalted in the 12th house. There is massive gains that can come from foreign countries, even something to do with literature, something to do with writing, something to do with communication in a foreign country. Those who are trying to, trying to now migrate to a foreign country, those who are in a foreign country and trying to get your passport, visa application done, that is also very great. It is also a very great combination for spirituality because this is the moksha house. So here we can also expect some great positive spiritual retreats, something to do with charity. Expenses can be happening around spiritual retreat, charities, something to do with some donations. So it's very good. Now, because Mercury is looking at the 6th house in a debilitated manner, in the workplace, we may have a little bit of sometimes communication problems, communication gap, arguments. So, that is where we need to be more focused during this time. Sun also enters into the sign of Virgo, 11th house, Lord in the 12th house, again, gains in a foreign country or gains in very distant, or sometimes sudden gains from a very distant place is also seen. Sun in the 12th house is your soul, and the 12th house Lord in the 12th house and in exalted manner. It means that this is, and your soul will get a purpose. Those who are going through Sun Mahadasha, Mercury Mahadasha, they will get a purpose in their life. So that is very powerful placement. Mars enters into Cancer. Now look at the beginning of the year. Mars started with an exalted position. Now here it comes to a debilitated position in September, but with such blessings. Mars is debilitated, Jupiter is exalted, and in the Kendra, it is called a Neech Bhang Raja Yog. It's a very, very powerful combination. So now get ready for any kind of great news coming from your career, from your occupation, from your karma, from your work, from your workplace. Something very great is coming, even because both are looking at the 4th house. Your real estate is also something that is highlighting. In this case, Mars is also looking at the ascendant. That means you yourself will be so powerful, indestructible energy during the month of September. So if you are building yourself, see somewhere in the month of September next year that you are in a very powerful position. So very great. On top of that, Mercury is also entering into Libra. Now 9th house Lord is also in the ascendant, so you will be at the center stage in the month of September 2026. But now comes the catch. See, Mercury is very positive, your communication goes very good, your relationship is doing very good because Mercury and Venus, beautiful energies, looking at the 7th house. But one thing that requires a little bit of caution, and that requires is now Venus. See, Venus is the Lagna Lord now going back. Here, if you're thinking of doing any kind of Botox, any kind of cosmetic surgery, any kind of things to do with, 8,000 Lord also in the Lagna, right? So some kind of sudden diseases, problems, challenges can happen, sudden ups and downs in your face, in your surgery. So those who are doing any kind of face botox, lip surgery, breast surgery, stomach surgery, any kind of surgery, male, female, anyone's. Male also does do nowadays tummy tuck and whatnot. So be careful, huh? Otherwise it will be a very big challenge for you. Now October is here, and see what happens. The minute October starts, 3rd of October is when, what you say, Venus will become retrograde, and it is the retrograde, and it is go in Libra. It is retrograde this whole month, by the way. And in retrograde it will move toward the sign of Virgo also. So we have to be now, that's why I told you, start taking action from last month only. From 25th of September, after that, no beauty treatment any kind. Don't use any new products. Search any kind of, like, let me use some this cream, that cream, take some medicine for weight loss, this, that. No, it should be completely avoided, otherwise there will be a big problem. Now, Venus in retrograde motion does not mean a bad, because it's benefic energy in retrograde motion just tells to take our, things related to Venus seriously. That is here, health, disease, losses, journeys, everything very serious. That is exactly what it means. So you need to be extra careful and do much research before you do take any kind of action here. Sun enters into Libra, becomes debilitated again. This is the 11th house lord getting debilitated. So it is the house related to your goals, your wishes, your, income losses. In fact, sometimes it is also seen for elder brothers, or mostly it is seen for elder brothers. So in that case, you need to tell your elder brothers again that you have to be careful. Even your friends, etc., may try to put your image. Sun is the image, remember this. Try to image down, and you may feel very aggressive, anger, very egoistic during this time. So try to be as calm as possible. Here, this is the time that your immediate partner, because Sun is putting an aspect in the 7th house with Mercury, with Venus. So all three are looking at the 7th house. So some immediate partner, maybe your spouse, maybe your long-term business partner, may come for rescue, and they will be the saving grace during this period for you. Now, Mercury also retrogrades into Libra. This is the time you cannot rely on luck altogether. It has to be done with more of wisdom, more of research, more of higher education. You have to use your education in every sector. Excuse me. Bless me. Sorry. Sorry. Natural, but I cannot help it. And Mercury, yeah, you have to be very careful when it comes to your foreign travel also, that if you've done foreign travel, or if you're doing foreign travel right now, are your documents in place? Is there anything misplaced? Check your WhatsApp. Nowadays, if you take tourist visa, one small case which I came across, which I was doing an appointment, they were on the airport and doing an appointment saying that will you be allowed inside US or no. That is exactly where I did my appointment. Now what happened, Rohit ji, in that case is that they came to US on a tourist visa. Okay, and they had tourist visa. So the officer said, okay, very nice, how many days you're going to stay there? Only 20 days, this is the hotel booking and whatnot. To say, okay, show me your phone. They went on WhatsApp and they found all the conversations with multiple people that, okay, I'm coming, we will work here, and then I will try to sponsor you, do this and that, and then we'll give you cash this much money. That person was deported from the airport. Now understand, this is exactly what happens when Mercury is retro. And just recently, when Mercury is retrograde, right now, then only I had this. So when Mercury is retrograde, when Mercury is your mind does not work in the right sense. So whenever you are traveling, doing, make your documents are very clear. While coming back from India, Rohit, Mercury was retrograde. While coming back from India, no, while traveling in India, someplace, Mercury, on the immigration counter, I found. So I was going to Dubai. I found that that person did not get the passport only and saying, "No, please let me go. Please let me go." They said, "Where is the passport? If you don't have passport, how do we let you go?" They said, "I came from Gujarat, Surat. I forgot it." So they said no. Then they had to return. So sometimes when Mercury is retrograde, such kind of, you have to be mindful about such things. That's my suggestion for you, because it is ninth and 12th house lord. So it has to do with your travel, foreign settlement, and a lot of things like that. Now, Jupiter in Atichari. Atichari movement, Jupiter moves 2 times a month, or 2 times a year. Now, here, Atichari Jupiter enters into the sign of Leo. This is the Diwali time. Last Diwali, I told you we made the yantra. This time we cannot make it because Jupiter is in the sign of Leo. If it was Cancer, then yes, absolute beautiful time. Now, Jupiter entering into the Leo, aspecting your 5th house. Sorry, aspecting your third house, aspecting your fifth house, and aspecting your seventh house. Great time for marriage. Those who are in any business related to social media, anything to do in terms of, marketing, sales, anything to do in digital marketing, digital media, anything to do in terms of masses, like those who have schools, colleges, those who have mass business, they have more than 20 employees kind of business, they are going to prosper during this month of October. Like Jupiter is going to give you sudden power, because what happened, it came and it started controlling Ketu. So remember, this Ketu and Jupiter will be in close conjunction. Why? Because Ketu is supposed to enter into the sign of Cancer, in December. And here it's October. Normally, it's 2 months. Ketu is in very close degree, like less than 10 degrees here. And here, Jupiter is come here, and they're both now going to be in close conjunction. Jupiter is going to absolutely control Ketu and give a little bit of expansion to this social circle of your house, expansion to your income as well. Again, this is a very big video. We cannot conclude in a very small thing. So we'll be talking about it in the next time, when we are closer to this time, in a very big video about the aspects, because good time for marriage, good time for speculative gains, good time for investments, good time for starting new partnership, in fact the best time to do a startup. So many great things, so we will talk about it. November is here, and 2026 year's horoscope is also here. So if you want to book, you can book online on acastro.ca, or WhatsApp link is in the description for your reference. Now here, November 2026, Venus enters into the sign of Virgo. Now, if you look at Virgo here, Virgo is the debilitated place of Venus, and it has been retrograde for full month. Now it has entered here also. This means that Venus energy is not that great right now. The ascendant lord is little bit of struggling, stressed. This means in the beauty, in the luxury, in the area related to spending on luxury, you may make some headless decisions. We don't want you to do that. So please, no big investments on beauty, aesthetics during this time. Try to be as spiritual as you can. Spiritually spend some money on charity, on doing some kind of pilgrimage. That's required. Mars enters into Leo, again a very powerful placement of Mars, because here the seventh house lord is fifth from itself. You gain a great traction in terms of your income from, what you say, income from your partnership, relationship. Also, if there is any kind of effort that is required in your for you to grow socially, this is the right time. Mercury also turns direct into Libra, because it knows next day Venus is also turning direct into Virgo. So Mercury and Venus are now direct. That means again back course to action. Your communication also becomes more smooth. You don't start forgetting things. Venus also in the right space. That means now you can get into booking appointments for your Botox, for your beauty, for your surgery, for whatever it is. This is the right time for you to beautify yourself. Sun enters into Scorpio. Now, if you look here, there's a very big Rashi Parivartan Yoga between Sun and Mars. And second and the 11th house Rashi Parivartan Yoga is a very huge deal. This means that some very positive news coming to monetary benefit is coming, which we are expecting from last 3 months. From last 3 months, if we are waiting for something that it is not happening, they told me about promotion, they told me about money. My goods are supposed to come, my money from that area is supposed to come. So now you will start seeing some great prospects during this time. So beautiful time for you. Now, Venus enters into the sign of Libra. This is also good news. See, Sun in the second house, 11th house lord in the second house also improves condition of your siblings. Your speech becomes very powerful. In fact, very authoritative speech you have. And sometimes your status also goes into an authority phase. In your family, you start getting more value. People start accepting you, accepting your ideas in a more serious manner. That's also happens here. Venus entering into Libra is also good. See, like Lagna Lord in the Lagna. Now you take any action related to your body, your mind, your physical attributes, your money, your investments. Everything is in your favor now. There is no issue at all. Very great time is coming. Because when we move in December, what happens is that Mercury enters into Scorpio the first day. That means here also ninth house Lord is in the 12th, second house, and 12th house Lord in the second. So some losses are recovered. Your bank balance goes up. There is possibility that you do great speech, great, we can say you can be a great negotiator during this time. So December is the month of negotiation starting. And then comes the biggest transit of 2026, that is Rahu and Ketu. Rahu will come to the fourth house, Ketu will come to the 10th house. Now, 10th house is the house of Cancer. It's a water sign. Now, here, Ketu is an emotional planet. Yes, absolutely. But Ketu is more about emotional detachment. Here, you may start feeling a little bit of detached from work. Even if you're getting very higher position, you may feel, what is all this useful for? Why do I need it? I don't need any career. I just need to completely surrender my karma into praying to God and whatnot. And Rahu, on the other hand, in the fourth house, it is going to make you very powerful extrovert. You will be try wanting to spend on what you say your spend on your house, spend on beautifying, spend on electronics, spend on, we can say, making property, making vehicles, getting new cars and whatnot. So there's going to be a very very different energy depending on your mahadasha. Either Rahu benefic Mahadasha or either Ketu benefic Mahadasha. Yeah, that means any Mahadasha related to Rahu's energy or Mahadasha related to Ketu's energy will give us more idea. If you're going through Moon Mahadasha, if you're going through Jupiter Mahadasha, then it is more of Ketu energy. If you're going through Venus Mahadasha, if you're going through Saturn Mahadasha, if you're going through even we can say Mercury Mahadasha, then you are more connected towards Rahu energy. So depending on the Mahadasha also, we will see that what kind of energy is seen. If you're going to Saturn Mahadasha, then it is going to be extra powerful period for you for materialism. If you're going through Moon Mahadasha, then it is going to be a very, very emotional period for you to for detachment. So depending on the Mahadashas, we will be able to give you clear idea. But again, fourth house Rahu is very good for property building. 10th house Ketu is very good to now become humble in your workplace. Now become spiritual. Take work, any work, with a pinch of spirituality, with a pinch of humanity, with a pinch of righteousness. This is exactly what Ketu says in the sign of Cancer. Saturn now turns direct into Pisces for you. This is again 5 months. I told you in December last time that it will become direct. Now here it has become direct. Good news. All the people who are facing a lot of struggle, that are Pisces and that are Aquarius, now will start getting relief, and a little bit of now pressure will come on the Aries people because Sun has to make a transit next year. Sorry, Saturn has to make a transit next year and come into that area of debilitation, which is good because debilitated Saturn does not create a big problem in Sarasati because its energy is turned inward, so it is not able to give that much powerful, what you say. So Aries Sarasati is going to be good. Thank you. I'm also Aries. Anyways, now here when we talk about Saturn, Saturn is going to improve all the problems or remove all the problems that were too slow in your workplace, any workplace progress. If you were not maintaining a very good routine, now Saturn brings you back to routine. Things related to your health which came on surface, now you will find a solution for it because Saturn is putting the aspect on the 8th house, which means your longevity is going to now improve. It is looking at the 12th house, all the foreign related things that were associated with Saturn and not working in favor. Now it will start working in favor. And also short distance travel, which were happening then canceling. It were booked then cancelled, booked then cancelled. Will now start happening and you will be moving forward with right action. Jupiter retrogrades into the sign of Leo because Jupiter said, "Oh my God, I need to go back now to my sign Cancer. Why am I here? Ketu is there." So it is to go and follow Ketu, also put an aspect on Rahu there to make sure that it is taking right action. In such time, when Jupiter goes here till next June, July, it is going to be here. So it is powerful. Ketu will be in full control. Right now, the energy that is coming back of Jupiter is trying to control the Ketu energy in the 10th house so that it does not do any kind of big harm in your workplace, big harm according to your communication in your workplace. So that is exactly Jupiter energy in retrograde period. Sun enters into Sagittarius, which is the 11th house lord, fifth from itself. Again, very great news for all the people who are in digital marketing, social circle, writing, film, acting, television, anything to do in communication, anything to do in sales, anything to do in negotiation, hedge funds, anything to do in terms of investments, IT. Very beautiful time for you. It's also a time of skill development because Sun is looking at the ninth house. This means skill development is seen here, so that is very positive. And Mercury also enters into Sagittarius, being the ninth house lord in the third house, exactly opposite from itself, improves your communication. Your destiny completely depends on your communication and the action, the bodily action that you show. And this is going to be an end of 2026 of December for all the Libra ascendant people with some very great movements in this year. If you see overall, career is very sharp, gains are very sharp, your destiny is very sharp. Only few places where we want to take care is when your ascendant lord is in the 12th house, then coming back, then again going to the 12th house. This is where we have to be more careful. But otherwise, it's a very pleasant and a beautiful new year for you. All the best. 2026 yearly horoscope is here, so you can book it anytime on acastro.ca, or there's a WhatsApp link in the description. You go down and you can book it. See you on the other side. Thank you, Rohit ji. Let's move to Scorpio. Scorpio.